Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Throws Show. Whoa. We are back with another episode in our series covering the 2024 Paris Olympics. Today, we'll be covering the results of the women's discus final. And, of course, I'm joined as always by Throws University High School Throws coach and Olympic Trials discus qualifier, Sam Weeks. So we got an expert here on the panel today to tell us all things about discus so we can give you the insights into what these athletes might be thinking, what their technique was, and how their coaches were probably going crazy in the stadium hoping that their athletes will perform well. So for the basic results, we have our winner. And as we both guessed prior in our predictions episode, Valerie Allman, she's that girl. She's her. She got her second Olympic title with a throw of 69.50. Feng Bin of China getting second place with 67.51. And in a tie on top mark, but based off of placing of second mark, Sandra Elkasevich gets third for her third Olympic medal with her previous two golds from 2012 and 2016 with the same mark of 67.51. So, Sam, we'll take it to you. What were your thoughts of this overall competition? We saw some surprises with other people in the field, and I think the results in terms of the medal placings were kind of close to expectation going in, but what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the top three are the three that me and you both picked. We knew that this top three was going to stand, and we were, excited to see, what the remaining 8 would look like. I think we both knew that Val was going to come out, dominating the field and then just kind of coasting, still building, to what she can. I know I picked Bin Feng to get second, so I was very confident in her ability to just, hold it down. And then, like I said in the video, I couldn't not put Sandra within my top 3, and obviously she did her thing. She had 2 legal marks, but they were far enough for her to stay within the medal contention. So, this top 3, I think we both kind of just said these are definitely the athletes to be in the top 3.
Yeah, and I think we even have some more thoughts on that because the athletes themselves actually covered that in the presser, which we'll cover at the end of this video. But 2 athletes I really wanted to highlight that, outside of the medalists, I think we had 2 athletes that grossly outperformed expectation in Marika Steinacker of Germany and Vanessa Kamga, who you and I had the privilege to watch compete in Oklahoma earlier this year. Vanessa walking away, I think in the qualifying she made it through a few centimeters further to break her national record, but another meet over 65 meters to get 5th. And then Marika Steinacker, who opened up her competition with a 54-meter throw, walks away in round 5 with a 65.37 to get 4th place.
Yeah.
What do you think as an athlete, just I don't want to say they were unknowns, but it's you're not really expecting to place that highly in the competition, and then you just come out, smack it, and prove to the world that you can hang with the best of them?
I think it's, obviously there's a lot of pressure on you because you're at the Olympics, but when you don't have all right, I don't want to say you're not going to be a medalist, but that pressure isn't on you. You can go into that competition and all right, I can have fun, especially after you already advanced to the finals. That you're within that top 8. Now it's all right, I can just trust in what I've been doing. I already made the finals. Now, just let it happen. And, we saw that with Vanessa going 65 on her opener toss. And then Steinacker, going 65 on her 5th attempt. They just made it happen. So,
yeah, so I think we'll just get into, if you check out our predictions episode, we went over who we thought were going to play the medalists in order. And just to restate what the, point system currently is. You get 3 points in our system if you get gold, 2 points if you get the silver correct, and 1 point if you get the bronze correct. Sam, why don't we take us through your initial picks going in, how you turned out for today?
All right, so my gold pick was Val Allman. My silver pick was Bin Feng. And my bronze pick was Sandra.
So you ran it. He
Three
got
for
the
three.
he got the full 6 points potential out of the women's discus, and I unfortunately I was hoping that Jorinde Van Klinken would have made it in the medal position. So my picks were Val winning, of course. I thought Sandra was going to get second, and I thought Jorinde was looking good all season. I was expecting her to get third. So unfortunately, I was super close to Sandra being second just because she has the tie with Ben, but at the same time, like, Fang had a better second mark, so she got the silver medal. Sandra didn't. So I'm only gonna walk away with 3 points. I was hoping Jorinde would throw better, but that's just the championship. That's you gotta perform on the day. I'm sure she's gonna use this to look back on and compete better in the next World Championship in Tokyo. But kind of where I want to go with this now, like, we have this press conference, right, with all 3 women, all 3 medalists, very deserving, of course. All of them performed on the day. They performed well. I think Sandra was very happy with her performance. Again, she got a 3rd medal in the Olympics. She actually said earlier in this press conference that she still claims to be the discus queen because she has more Olympic medals than Val. And they both are on. And it's kind of crazy. You have 2 podium finishes with both women that are 2-time Olympic champions, which shows the longevity that Sandra has shown to be in the sport. But one thing they kind of mentioned in the presser that, like, admittedly, Sam and I just kind of have to bring up as interesting is this little bit here.
That again, Sandra talked about the hour-and-a-half battle. For Valerie, what the challenge and the honor of a world champion on one side of you, and maybe as good as 2-time gold medalist, 2-time world champion, as good as ever has done it. I mean, that's some pretty stiff competition.
Oh, incredibly difficult competition. I think Sandra said it well. I have so much respect for the 2 women that I'm up here with, and I think there's so many competitions. We go against each other all the time, and I think that the podium is reflective of who the top 3 people were in the world this year, and that feels good.
Sam, what are your thoughts on that statement there? Because I know you and I have some opinions on that.
Yeah, so I don't know what list Val is referring to, because number 1 was Jaime Perez, our girl,
our teammate,
our teammate. I think as I watched that video and I reflected on what Val was saying, I think she was just really talking within the moment. I don't think that it was intentional to kind of say that without thinking about Jaime, because Jaime was their number 1 in the world. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to compete at the Olympics, but when I heard that initially, I was just thinking to myself, like, what are you talking about? Maybe if she said top 4, yes, I wouldn't have anything to say about that, but that statement was not factual, and it was just kind of like a shock to me. But once again, I want to reiterate, as I reflected on it, I think she was just talking within the moment because she had Ben Fang, on one side, and she had Sandra on the other side, but it wasn't accurate.
Yeah, and I think I just kind of add to that is, like, and I know with a lot of people it's very easy to say, like, oh, Jaime through 73 in Ramona. But I think we can confidently say, especially how this Olympics have gone so far, a lot of people that threw far in Ramona also threw far at the Olympics. So to me, that's sort of a moot point. But also to back it up, Jaime threw over 68 in the Diamond League in China to get second place. She threw over 68 in New York at Staten Island at the Grand Prix. So it's like she's had the marks to prove that those throws of 68 would have gotten her a medal. That would have got her silver in this comp. Not to say she would have done that on the day, because nobody knows unless you're actually there to compete. But I think it is important to recognize, like, Jaime very well could have been good enough to make that podium. And I think when she was saying top 3 in the world, like Sam was saying, she's like in the moment. She's like, okay, these are the 2 best. But at the same time, like, Jaime's healthy. She's able to compete. And we'll see next year in Tokyo, because Jaime should be eligible to compete next year. Don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. But with my understanding of her situation, she should be ready. come Japan next year. And, then we'll really see. We'll see what Jaime's capability is on the international stage again. Keep in mind, she's a world champion where she threw 69 meters in stadium in Doha in 2019. So it'll be exciting to see where they end up and where the event will go moving forward. But I think I have a question for Sam in regards to Val Allman. So Val Allman staked her claim as a potential GOAT in the event. She has 2 Olympic titles. She's still fairly young, in her mid-20s. Do you think she can run the gamut and be like Krauser and win 3 golds come LA?
Based off of results, I would say yeah.
Okay.
Val has proven herself to be a top dog, for a few years now. And I think just the performances that she has, made in the past, few competitions, it's hard to not say that. Now, obviously, like you said before, you can't just, assume, obviously things can happen during, that competition, but the way that, history's kind of been repeating itself, it's hard to argue that Val can't do it. But you never know. Someone, like Ben Fang or Jaime or Sandra, you never know what a few years can happen. Or maybe we have someone like Vanessa who, threw 65 at the Olympics. Maybe this is a new start point for her and she, keeps rising. Or, some of the few other young discus throwers who competed really well. You never know.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of young discus throwers coming in the women's disc that are changing the guard a bit. That'll be exciting to see because a lot can happen in 4 years.
Yeah.
So that'll be it for our women's discus final review. Thank you for watching. And guys, if you want to become a better thrower, you're in the right place. It's Throws University. We have programs, we have books, we have multiple resources and technical analysis that you can use to become a better thrower. Check it out, throwsuniversity.com. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Peace.